life experiences, the expression of people and the black heritage onto canvas. Recently, Baker's art was on exhibit in Southeast Gainesville, and we paid him a visit at his home to talk about his work.
For Gainesville artist John Baker, painting is a relaxing, even a therapeutic pastime. A recent exhibition at the Sweetwater Center looked back over a decade and a half of Baker's work. He has been drawing and painting since childhood. In 1976, he completed an art education degree at the University of Florida. Over the years, he has continued to express himself as an artist and believes that his birthday may have determined his artistic abilities.
You know, I was born on the 31st of March, basically, you know, and a lot of artists that has been born that day, you know, and they have some specific talents, and I assume my talent was kind of given to me, you know, by spiritual or blessed, you know, or whatever, being born that time of year. But you know, that's not necessarily true now, because you know, you can be born anytime and be an artist. But for me, you know, I think being born at that time made me a little more creative in certain ways, you know, because you have, I think, Da Vinci and Van Gogh born around the same time, and I like people, and I like expressions on people's faces, and especially whether they're happy, sad, and I like to try and capture that sometimes on canvas, and those expressions are important to me because it tells me about how people feel, and I'm interested in the way people feel and the way people look, and sometimes it tells me, you know, how to deal with people in certain situations just by studying expressions, studying feelings.
That's a picture of my daughter when she was 6 months, 9 months or so. And the hair is just my own creation. The hair came from my own ideas, just listening through Rastafari music and thinking about dreadlocks and that type of culture, that type of look, being totally of the beginning of just blackness.
As an artist myself, I think abstract art is what it says, abstract. You know, you can't really look at it and say that's a flower and a vase. You know, I mean, most abstract art that I've seen is basically almost like psychedelic music. You know, it's confusing. You know, if you don't know what it is. You know, and for me, the painting of the half face and the brush, the shape of the African country on the end of the brush, to me it was almost saying, I'm ready to get through with art. You know, I want to go another direction. You know, it was 1984. It's 4 years ago. And after I completed it, you know, I said, well, you know, it's not that bad. You know, no matter if it doesn't go anywhere, if I can't sell it, you know, if it's not honorable mentions or first prizes, so the thing is to keep doing it. You know, no matter what it looks like then or how you feel about it, but that's the basic thing, is to keep doing it.
This is an oil painting of a scene in Southeast Asia that I created, and it pertains to a firefight of Viet Cong and U.S. troops, you know, the gunship firing down at some BC. That's attacking a convoy. From my perspective, it's just a scene, you know, that happened every day, you know, all the time over there, and I'm just glad to be back, you know. And, from the media that you watch on TV, you see scenes like this, not like this, but you see violent scenes, people fighting, guns, you know, and wars, you know, in several countries around the world right now. It's happening in the Philippines, and in the Holy Land, and South Africa, you know. It's happening all over the world.
I think my art form is like solidity. You know what I mean by doing solid work that's full of form and just complete. You know, like a finished product. You know, not doing something and wasting. You know, something that's solid. You know, something that's together, something that's unified in all its principles and elements. You know, the whole work. You know, complete art form. You know, like lines, shape, color, value, hue. You know. And just using all the elements and principles as much as possible. I would definitely say, if any kids out there that are interested in art, you know, and has a talent, you know, don't give up, because because you can be recognized as having a talent, you know, if you display it, if you express it, if you show it. And it's important for self-expression. It gives you self-esteem, it gives you confidence, it gives you a lot of ability that will help you in life, you know, to be a better person, you know, a better artist. And it's a fulfilling feeling to be accomplished in anything, especially, you know, something that you're good in. And I'm sure there are a lot of kids out there that has an interest in art. And it's rewarding just to accomplish one painting, you know, and be satisfied with it. You know. The most feeling is to be satisfied, self-satisfaction that you've done something that's good.
Thank you for being with us today, and until next time, have a good week.
Hi, greetings. I am Roberta, John's wife. I've been that for 50 plus years. And if anybody has had to live with an artist for 50 some years or any length of time, you know some of what I have seen, done, and gone through. Yet, we are still together. I support him in anything he does because that is truly his love, that being an artist.
good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone out there in video land, no matter where you're at. This is Terrence Baker coming to you with a brand new video. And today we are featuring none other than the immortal, the immaculate, the incomparable. This is John Baker, artist for over many decades. And I'm very honored to take this time today and thank Mr. Baker for being able to have this little small interview with me. I think you guys are really going to like it. So John Baker, Mr. Baker, how you doing today?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I am good. For those of you who do not know and have not connected it yet, John Baker is my father. So this is a very special interview to us both. Just going to ask him a few questions and show you some of his artwork, and then we'll make sure the video is well received by the audience, and we're going to post it everywhere. So I'm going to call Mr. Baker instead of Dad, as I always do, because I want to keep it professional. All right, so Mr. Baker, tell us how you got into art. What got you into it, and what got you painting and drawing and things of that nature?
Well, actually, I think it started with idle time as a kid. When I had, time that wasn't structured, with helping around the house, chores, and watching up for my baby brother and sister, school work, doodling, and became a little hobby of mine. I would like to make my own little creations, and from there, it kept me stable, kept me my mind calm, and I got used to it, and I was known for just drawing and doodling.
Okay. So doodling, a lot of artists, we all know what that is, but doodling is just basically taking whatever you can to draw or sketch or create something. And a lot of artists, they start that way. Now, Mr. Baker has been drawing for quite some time, pretty much his whole life, to my recollection. I mean, he's got decades of art. He's worked in the community. He's done murals in community centers. He's done murals in churches. You name it. John Baker has got his name a lot of places throughout North Central Florida, because that's where we're at. Can you tell us how people come to discover your art and then they started wanting you to draw stuff for them and paint stuff in their buildings? How did that come about?
Well, exposure comes about in different ways. Sometimes through other organizations who are looking for somebody to do some work for them, commercial-wise. Just word of mouth, know somebody that can do this, and you get a phone call, you get pulled into projects you do, backdrops, signs, anything that in the community that I can help represent.
Okay, yeah. And the community is a great place. You get recognized, and a lot of times by word of mouth, the word travels, and they say, hey, I know an artist that can do something for you. And that's what happened to Mr. Baker. I mean, obviously, he started painting, as far as I can remember, in elementary school. One of his most famous paintings, which we're going to show, it made, I believe, a local paper. It was called the Riding Cowboy Horse. You want to explain that?
Well, I was 10 years old in the 4th grade.
10 years old.
Elementary school in Orlando at Callahan Elementary. It's all African American school, whatever. But they had an art contest, and I entered it. And I did this little crayon drawing, painting about a cowboy and a horse. Horse had fancy trimmings, because back those days we used to watch cartoons all day and westerns on Saturday. And Roy Rogers was one of my favorites, and Rex Allen, and the horse was always dressed up pretty nice.
Okay.
So I decided, it was an animal, and it was a man, with a cowboy hat on and sitting on top of it. and I did the best I could, and I got involved into it and kind of made it complete. And the teacher looked at it, and they chose it, and they took it down to the Sentinel Star, which was a local paper, and put it in there, and it came out on Saturday, and I still have the paper.
Yeah, we still got it.
1957 it was, so, and first place, it was surprising,
Excuse me.
That was just artwork.
I did that part out. And the rest is history. Like I said, once you get that first recognition, it pretty much just followed him, throughout his career. I have early recollections when I was like a kid. Mr. Baker, I got into comics very young, and he would actually paint some paintings in my room of some of my favorite characters, and that was so cool because his artwork, his style, when you see his art, he can paint realistic. I mean, he does portraits, he does landscapes, he does all of that. And obviously, that's where I get some of my talent from, most of it. But when I saw Mr. Baker, my dad, paint those paintings in my room, I was in elementary school. We had on all four corners, we had some Marvel heroes and some other people up there. And they were bigger than life. They were like about maybe 5 foot tall. And I don't know how he did it, because back then I was drawing stick figures, and he just took the comic book or whatever the picture was, put it there, and he just painted it, and it looked exactly like the artist did it, and I was just blown away. So when people always ask me, well, who's your favorite artist, your inspiration? I'm like, it's Mr. Baker, John Baker. That's where I get my inspiration from. So I mean, we seen it in the beginning, okay? So, the years go on, you had your family, and you worked, you were employed, but you still managed to find the time to do paintings and stuff in the community.
Yeah.
And obviously people would, call you at times and say, can you do this, can you do that? And he did. Do you have any good memories of doing some murals or some paintings somewhere in the community that, were pretty significant and everybody enjoyed them?
Well, memories from drawing and painting, it's always been a therapeutic thing. So anytime I get down and create some and put some paint together or some ideas, the memory is just exploring it and dealing with the fascination of creating and accomplishing.
There you go.
Whatever the project may be. But I've been in the Fifth Avenue Art Festival here in Gainesville, Florida.
And that's a big deal. That's a really big deal.
Almost from day one, and maybe a few years. I've had exhibits, throughout Gainesville, Florida, Horn Museum, Santa Fe College Spring Art Festival, and I've done work for the Elks, murals and stores, like fish stores, outside on the walls. And
all over the city.
Signs,
yes. Yes. How can I mention?
And some of them are still there, some
That's
of them are
right.
still there.
Some of them signs that he did back in the days, they're still there.
Yeah.
So
I don't have a masterpiece, but
as far as I can tell you, they're all masterpieces. I'm telling you.
Everything I do is a little, it's something I do. Everybody has something to do, and God's given everybody a skill, a talent, a special gift.
That is true.
And it's just extraordinary and a blessing, to be at peace with yourself and maintain, the idea of not losing what you use.
Talent.
And all
that is so true, because I agree with that. Drawing or whatever your hobby is, your passion, it can be therapeutic, and it also, can be an escape, because when I take that piece of paper myself, I can create a whole universe. But that's Terrence Baker.
Oh, yeah. Good, too.
So, Mr. Baker, tell us how long, let's talk about time-wise, to actually do a painting. So, if you have a very detailed painting, tell us about how much time you have to put into it. How long does it take to get a good painting done?
Well, it all depends on the size. It all depends on the subject matter. It all depends on my time. I got a wife.
You got a family.
Your mother. So, I had a family, and I'm retired, but I don't know. It all depends on, how much time you want to put into the piece yourself. You can put 8 hours into it. As a matter of fact, when I was younger, I used to put 8 hours all day long into a painting.
Ooh, wow.
And it was just, I couldn't get away from the canvas, and make changes and own it. And but it's all about application, and commitment.
There you go. That's the word right there, commitment. I'm telling you. And I'm going to show, inserts in this video of Mr. Baker being interviewed by local news here in Gainesville, TV 20 back in the day. He's made the Scene magazine. He's made numerous articles throughout the medium. And, he's been recognized. obviously he's received awards and stuff for, you know, his employment and the job that he did, but the art world too recognizes him in his own way. So, you know, we just wanted to pay tribute to Mr. Baker today, because I'm talking about decades of art here, and you're gonna see a lot of these paintings in the insert. Now, what I want to do now is turn it to a couple of paintings that he did, a couple of his favorite paintings, and I want him to tell us a little bit about them. So, Mr. Baker, if you go ahead and grab these 2 paintings, let's just show the audience. Oh, that person looks familiar, doesn't it? Yes, that's me. That's me as a little guy there. John Baker drew that. Tell us about this.
Well, this is actually a painting, like I said, of my son, Terrace, right here, the interviewee, who was about 7,
Something like that.
and go in elementary school, and it's just, you know, I use a lot of paintings for exercises, and this happened to be something I just was inspired to do. It's all pastel and charcoal, and it's
amazing.
it's hanging in the house.
It's amazing.
And the year I did this was, is there a year on it?
I don't see. It's probably under there somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you look at my son DJ, it looks just like him at that same age. I did a picture once. I held DJ up next to this painting, and the resemblance is remarkable. You know, it's almost like the painting looked more like us than we did ourselves. So,
those are genes.
Yeah. So this is an amazing painting, and people have seen this for many years. And every time they come over to the house, they're like, "Wow, that's incredible!" You know. All right, so show us another one, Mr. Baker. So you can see the detail is incredible. It's just absolutely amazing. Tell us about this one.
Well, artwork is about creativity, you know, imagination, and just you know, doing something that you think is remarkable in a way, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Now I can see the date on this one. He did this one in 2018.
Oh, it's 3 years ago.
So yeah, this is kind of recent if you look at it.
Well, this is actually a lily in our backyard, you know, and they bloom every now and then, you know, as season allows it to. And it was a pretty flower, so, you know, I do so many portraits and people sometimes. I have to get into wildlife or, you know, another part of the visual aspect of, you know, colors and...
Yeah, and it's good to switch it up. You know, you can see you got the butterfly here, we got a cat, and down here you got, it's amazing. If you look at the detail on this, and I can imagine how long it took to do it. Sometimes it takes days to do paintings, you know? A few hours here, a few hours there. But the fact that you come back and you commit to it, and you can develop something like this says everything. I mean, if that ain't talent, I don't know what is it?
Yeah, you know, and artists can almost paint anything, most of them, you know, but they have their own style, their own creativity, and that's what makes it, you know,
incredible.
Your perfection.
It really does.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Baker, tell us, if you were to give some inspirational words to an up-and-coming artist who may doubt himself or say, no, nobody will ever like it or something like that, what kind of words of inspiration would you give to somebody that's trying to break into the art world and do stuff that's amazing? What would you tell them or her?
Well, you know, education is always a key. If you can get involved into, you know, some type of training, some type of institution that has materials and you know, media to work with, that's a start. You know, that'll keep you focused and keep you with structure.
That's true.
But if you're doing things like at your house with paper and pencil, you know, just continue to try and create and improve your, you know, whatever you're doing, music, art, you know, gardening, dancing.
There you go.
You know, just keep your mind, you know, in flowing in creativity as much as possible. You know, and do the best you can with whatever it is.
There you go. Those are words, I'm telling you, that will inspire someone. If you have that passion, that drive, that commitment. You heard it from John Baker himself. And this man, like I said, he's been recognized in the community for decades for his passion and his commitment to art. And obviously you can see why. He's very talented. And I personally am thankful that, you know, that he's my father and I come from this blessing. And I inherited some of that skill too. And where it's led me to where, you know, what I do today. Well, Mr. Baker, we want to thank you so very much for this interview that you granted us today. And we want to know, is there any final words that you want to give our audience about artwork or whatever you want to say?
Oh, what can I say? You know, it's been said over and over again. Just keep the faith, do the best you can, and enjoy what you do. And
there you go.
appreciate it.
That's it.
Appreciate
So that's from John
the
Baker.
Appreciate
And this
the
is
talk.
2021. And you heard in the beginning, he started drawing from the 10th grade. Probably even before that. It was just a doodle. And it's evolved. So if you are passionate about something, you keep doing it and you will evolve too. All right, everyone. So we just wanted to thank you again for taking some time out to watch this interview with John Baker. And you guys take care of yourself, all right?
Peace.
Peace. Okay, so now we're on the back porch and we're just going to look at a lot of the pictures. And Mr. Baker is behind me. He can describe them if he wants, okay?
That's my reggae man in Rastafari with his dreadlocks.
All right.
This is just a portrait of a young lady. Colors, gold, and brown.
I really like this one.
Here, I did this in '77. I think I was in college. It's a profile of a lady with a tear.
Okay.
It's more African-oriented paintings. You can see the dress, you can see the colors and the African-American look. There's your son and
DJ.
my wife. That's family portrait.
That's right.
My wife Roberta and DJ as a toddler.
Brand new kitty kid.
Yeah.
All right. What we got back here.
Some more African-oriented stuff. Waterfall, huts, family, gathering water, and odds and ends
Okay.
for the family.
I like that waterfall in the background.
Birds,
Really nice.
sun, color.
Okay. Over here.
That's the shelling peas.
All right.
Shelling peas, young lady shelling peas.
Right here.
Birds sitting on a bucket. Old house in the background. Just outdoor scenery.
Okay.
And there is another lady cutting collard greens. Child on the porch, like a young mother. A couple of kids in the door, screen door.
Okay. Now look at this masterpiece right here.
Those are my Jesus heads. And the thorns and the blood and the crucifix.
We got two of them. See?
Three of them.
Three of them. That's right. Look at this one here.
Yeah. Phase. That's my phase of the blood. And another phase of crucifix.
Look at that. Look at the
Yeah.
details in that.
Yeah.
See how detailed that is? You can see.
Tiny.
You can see the pain. You can see everything. In the background, you got a couple of crosses too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's continue. Let's go over here at the top. Mr. X.
That's Brother Malcolm X, a devout Muslim in the 60s, speaker of the Islamic faith.
Okay. Below him.
It's just another experience with color and head drawing, head painting.
That's really nice. On the
And
side.
here is a typical African American scene in certain families.
Mom and the
The
kids.
mom combing their hair,
Combing
trying
their
to get
hair.
them tangles out.
You can see the little stove in the background.
Wood pipe
there.
stove,
Mhm.
yeah.
Above that.
And this is what I call the miseducation of the Negroes. Like how many times the Negro has been
Miseducated.
put in different categories.
And I see the date on that one is 2015.
Oh, okay, that's 6 years ago.
Okay. And over to the left of that, we got.
This is a country scene.
Oh, that's nice.
Water pump. Little boy coming with a bucket to get water out of the water pump. Didn't have water in the house. You had to pump it from the ground.
Yeah. I can see the cabin and the houses in the background. You can see the fence.
Yep, that's a little country scene.
Birds out there flying. Okay, and below that, we got.
That's another Jesus head.
Okay.
Or expressions.
All right. And let's go up to this one here.
This is another outdoor country scene of the pump again and the bird.
Now I noticed this is kind of like a
bucket.
tall, slender painting. It looks like it was done in 2012.
2012. Okay.
So I can see that all the frames are not always the same size. You have different sizes of them.
Yeah.
The canvases
Oh, yeah.
are different. Okay, and right below that, we got.
Another country scene. Old wooden house, old chimney, fence around it. I am country now.
We're from the country.
I'm a country boy.
That's really nice.
I might have grew up in the projects, but I'm a country boy.
Now this is nice here. The little girl.
Yep. I was trying to get creative and come up with an idea to be original, and that is what I came up with.
Now I know it looked like she's holding a dove or something.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, and I see also there's one in the tree back there.
Yeah, it's been released, I think she's deciding to release it with the other one.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. Give it freedom. Now, is this done? Let me ask you about the material. Is this pastel? Acrylic. Okay.
Acrylic paint. Most of my stuff is acrylic paint.
Okay. I really like that one. All right, let's come down. We'll come back right down and get this one here.
Back to the African scene. This is
I see the date on that, 2014.
2014. Yeah, it's a mother and kid. They out doing their thing, working. Guys in the background fishing.
Yep. See those guys there?
Trying to survive and just
very nice. Very nice.
Typical day, I guess.
I see. To me, it seems like a lot of your paintings, you know, they reflect like peace and, you know, just, you know, light.
Yeah, vision.
Visions and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's come over here. All right, we're okay. Terrence is trying to get through all the paintings. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, what we got here? This is done in 2014 as well.
Wow,
That's your church.
7 years. Yeah, that's a church scene. And over on the left of it, you see maybe people coming in, shadows of people.
I see somebody flying a kite there.
Yeah,
Got
should
the
be in church,
sunshine.
but they're playing.
And okay, you got like, are these red cardinals, the birds there?
Yeah,
Okay.
the old bucket, the old wooden tree.
Okay. All right.
It's trying to be some lifelike stuff.
Very good. Now going up above that.
That sister there, she's got some eggs in her hand. She's standing out in the field, you know, in the country scene, sun going down. Little birds are eating the seeds, and she's just standing there
Very
with a
nice.
sun hat on.
Okay.
Eggs and sun hat.
Eggs and sun hat. And now on the left of that is I'm looking at, is that the swan?
Yeah, the swan and the,
Okay.
and the babies.
Okay.
And on wood. That's done on wood.
Oh, I see. All right, look at that.
On panel wood. Sometimes I run out of canvas.
Oh, I just noticed that.
And I use anything I can to paint on sometimes.
Okay, so that's not, again, artists, they use anything they can. It doesn't have to always be a canvas or something like that. They can use anything.
Yeah.
Like
As a matter of fact, these are banana leaves I put together here.
Nice. Okay,
And,
see that?
I use that sometimes, you know, like the painting over there with the lady on the
Okay. All right, let me slide over a little bit more.
banana.
All right, what we got down here? Now, we got some music.
These are doors from a cabin.
Oh, okay.
And I just use them because they shape, you know, like a frame, and just put some ideas on it.
That's really nice. I really like this one here.
Kind of abstract, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Some of these are traditional symbols of African heritage, and
Okay, I like that. All right, and then next we got.
the bird of peace, of course.
See, I was just talking about peace earlier, and here you go, the bird of peace right there.
Yeah,
And that's on the door too, right?
yeah.
That's nice. And this is an example of, you don't have to always have pen and paper or canvas. You can paint on anything and bring life to anything.
I think I might have been one of those kids who was tempted to paint on the wall. My mama didn't play that. So.
All right. So here we have.
That is just some ideas.
Now that was done in 2021. That was done this year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now going to the left of that, we've got.
Head drawings, head paintings.
You can see the portrait. There you go. Now to the very left of that, who is that?
That's a
Graduate.
self-portrait of me
Look at that.
in '77.
1977. That is, and it looked just like him, don't it?
Well, the painting came from a high school picture in 1965.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really good. Is that pastels or acrylic or?
That's acrylic.
Okay. Really good. Really talented. All right, to the left of that.
That's 8-year-old John Baker.
All right, look at there. 8
In
years.
the third grade.
I really like how he has these set up. You know?
Callahan Elementary.
That's really nice.
With the bow tie.
Okay. All right, and below that, I see the lady has bananas, so on top of her head, like.
Yep, and that material is banana leaves.
Okay, look at that. I never knew that until you told me that. And this was also done in 2021, so that was done this year. That's really talented.
Now this is a magazine
Okay.
I did.
That's right. I completely
African American Culture Society for Drs. Larry Bunny Mitchell. This was their second annual African American History and Cultural Honor Banquet they had at University Central Hotel. This was done in 2002.
That's amazing.
Now look on the back.
Oh, I know them people. That's the family.
Focus on the African American family.
There you go. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So you can see,
Yeah.
he's got canvases, banana leaves, books, and a lot of stuff.
Some
It's just,
flowers.
it's amazing. All right, so looking over here, got some flowers done. That was done in 2018. Okay.
I also did some illustrations for Dr. Peggy Ferguson, who's an author.
Okay.
And she wrote a book called My Home Place.
Look at that.
And I did illustrations in it, the cover, and several pages in her book.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So he also is involved in other people's, I guess you could say, their personal works.
Yeah.
His work. He's doing work for them as well.
Creative ventures, yeah.
All right, that is super amazing. I like that. I'm taking a picture of that too. Excellent. Okay, let's keep going. Now I noticed also over here, I see there's like a little. It looks like a drum, but
Oh yeah,
I think it's
that's my little pecan. I and converted it to a drum.
okay. Oh, I never. Okay, so if you look at it underneath, it's actually like just a can,
Yeah.
but he made it into a drum. And it's got some little artwork on it too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got. Flipping behind me. Okay, what we got here?
Well, that's my idea of what my wife was doing when I was in Vietnam.
There you go. Raising.
Waiting by the mailbox.
There you go. That's a very significant
I
picture.
never told that though.
That's a very significant picture. You
With
know?
her son, you know.
It's like my dad focuses on a lot of family, you know, art, and that's amazing. And okay, right behind. Now, this is really good. A lot of people should pay attention to this and what this says. Tell us about this, Mr. Baker, right here.
That is, that's a quote that we all know, that a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Okay.
And it has to do with just thinking about the positive things that the mind, you know, can do, capable of, and just think.
Okay. All right.
Use the thought.
And right next to that, we got.
That's just an exercise of using what you call a wash type painting.
Is that kind of like watercolors?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of like watercolor.
I like that.
And the edges, I burned it like it's to make it look old.
Yeah.
On the edges.
Makes it look vintage and stuff.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like this whole frame idea. These two in together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we got some praying hands. Is that what we got here?
Yeah.
What's in here?
These back to mine. Whatever.
Tell me about these two.
Well, this is like when the dove was released from the ark.
Okay. Oh, that's right. See?
And that's it's indicating the ark on the water, and Noah's ark, and the dove released up into the heavens, and the prayer hands has always been a symbol of prayer.
Okay. Okay.
And I just added a cross to it, which you barely see.
Now, something I noticed about this. Tell me about this frame. That's not a typical frame.
That is actually bamboo.
That's what I thought it was. See that?
Yeah, that's bamboo.
So Mr. Baker says you don't have to always have the actual wood frame or whatever frames. You can sometimes create your own frame.
Yeah.
Now that's just expression talent.
And
And both of these are bamboo, right?
And it's wood.
Look at that.
It's wood.
That's amazing.
It's not canvas. It's wood.
Same thing for that one.
Mm-hmm. It's
Okay.
called raw materials.
All right.
If you want to create something, you can sometimes keep raw materials
Okay.
and go from there.
All right. Have we missed any of the paintings out here? Have we gone over everything? I'm trying to see if we missed anything.
I think we got everything.
Okay. All right. So, ladies.
You didn't stumble over anything.
That's right. We were very careful because all this out here is talent. So, ladies and gentlemen, people in the art world, people observing this video, we wanted to take this moment again and thank Mr. Baker for sharing some of his artwork with us. And you can see the man is talented, and he's been doing this for decades. This is something that we are so thankful to have this talent, and this talent has reached many, many people throughout the world. Tell us about this one here.
That's just acrylic painting. I create my own stuff sometimes just to look at it, and think about it.
Okay. Okay.
You know, it's like a mother and child, full on, looking full on. You know,
There you go.
and
So we can tell that the artwork is passion, and you know, it's something that you really enjoy doing. What is the feeling you get when you create these paintings? Tell us what it does for you, and when you look at it later on, like the next day, the next week, or years later, how does it make you feel that you created that? What does that do for you?
sometimes I see different things in them. You know, a lot of times when I go back and look at a painting, I can see something different. I can see where I need to improve. I can see where I think I did a good, a great, you know, piece of work, and it still amazes me that, you know, that it's something that I enjoy doing.
And again, it just shows that, you know, you have a God-given talent, and you've been blessed to be able to express yourself like this, because a lot of people will tell you, well, I can't draw a stick figure. But I do, personally, I believe, as I do, you believe too, that everybody can draw. We just have different levels of it. And we are so thankful for you. And we wanted to give you this small recognition today, because we know that, you know, you've been doing this for so long, many years. So we thank you, Mr. Baker, and we are getting ready to close the interview off, unless you have anything. Oh, I missed one. I did miss one.
This
Tell
is
me
done
about
on
this.
flow tile.
Look at that.
That's the flow tile that was left over.
That's just proof right there. You can draw on any. You can paint on anything. Anything. And that
That's
is
a model of a woman, you know, in brown, trying to, you know,
That
tone
is
it
amazing.
to the color of the flow tile.
That is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Okay, so again, we want to go ahead and wrap it up and say thank you again for this display of this incredible talent. And we want you to know that your family loves you. We always have, we always will, and we're so thankful that we have this blessing, artistic ability in our family. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and it just shows how artistic you are and others can be as well. So we thank you so much. Okay.
Well, so I appreciate you taking time out to do this, inspire others, and really appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Baker. So that's it. We'll see you later. Peace out.
Dancers, can't see them.
You can see it partially. There we go. I got it.